Hello everyone. Hope you guys had a fun Apex weekend. I certainly did for sure. I was finally able to reach Langrisser. Today in this video, I'll be showcasing some games which I was able to win with Arianrod. I'll go over my build of Arianrod at the end of the video to see why Arianrod was able to do what she did. I'm also going to show some, I think I have one game plan in which Arianrod didn't quite do what she did. Yeah. But note again, this is me just showing my win, so it might be a little cherry picking over here. Anyways, without further ado, let's go right into this first matchup I have. I'm just going to speed it up a little bit. I won't be going over my band pick strats. But yeah, I was able to pick up Arianrod 5th pick, and let's see what happens. Alright. I used to actually hate on Leon a lot, but Leon's actually pretty good in a lot of these matches. So before we start breaking down what just happened, Leon actually has a good amount of movement. As you can see, he can reach he can reach all the way here from turn 1. But anyways, yeah. So my Arianrod, I teleported her in turn 1. The way the other person has set up here makes it so that TJS has to actually come over here to hit him. Or Kairua has to hit from here. But I basically want to bait out one of the attacks from either TJS or Kairua. You'll see what happens next. So he goes in with his TJS, right? And I live. Which is exactly what I wanted. Now I can do my double AoE. So I first just AoE here. My strat is to basically push Bernhardt and TJS out of guard range. And mission accomplished. With Arianrod's 3C, I'm also able to tank Kairua's hit. And that kind of pretty much puts me in a really good spot right now. My Leon, like I said earlier, can reach Bernhardt. So this is a kill. Because the werewolves are almost all dead, essentially. So yeah, this kills Bernhardt. And I could have probably moved in a better position here, but I just decided to AoE everybody. But yeah, so this kind of puts me in a really good position right now. I see that he heals, and I know my Leon's probably going to die next turn, so I just kill his TJS. But yeah, this basically concludes my first... This is actually the first game that I use my Arianrod in. But yeah, so that concludes the first game. Now let's go on to the second game. This game. Okay. So as you can see earlier in the last game, I was able to utilize the displacement to basically set me up for some kills, right? In this game, you'll actually see me kind of mess up my combo with Arianrod. I don't know what I was thinking then, but somehow I was still able to pull out the win. But yeah. The reason why I decided to build Arianrod this way is to counter this whole TJS Kairua meta. There's so many games where I counter those two mages, and I figured, why not build someone specifically to counter those two heroes. But yeah, without further ado, let's see what happens. So I decided to try out Templar Knights this game. I just wanted to, I usually like running Zealots just because of the movement, but I just wanted to see how Templar Knight Arianrod would feel. I haven't done the math, but Templar Knight should tank better. They should. Against magic, of course. But yeah. So, again, I want to bait out attack from one of the two mages, right? So here, again, I teleport everyone in. So, let's back up a bit. The reason why I teleported her in that early... I was going to teleport in turn 1, but the reason why I teleported her in that early was because of this. After the Wingard Realm, Kyra had a straight path all the way to like most of my heroes. I'm pretty sure Helena can survive, but I did not want to risk it. But yeah, T-Jess can act again, TP here, and hit, I think, 1, 2, 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can hit Himiko. Kyra has everybody available to hit, so I had to body block Kyra. So I did so with my teleport on Ariangod. I actually don't know why he did this, but I guess he's trying to pull back. But yeah, so I move in, got a stack. He barely kills me. No, sorry, not barely. I barely survive. Okay, so yeah, here is the mistake I made. I wanted to, push. I want to use the displacement to somehow mess up his formation, right? But somehow I decided to just push him back into the fog, which they can just walk out of. But yeah, we'll see how it plays out. What I should have done was actually probably push T-Jess down so she is out of guard range. But yeah. So again, I was able to tank another hit from Luna. Arianrod's 3C dispelled, I think, a lot of stuff on Juggler, so that's good. He tries to kill me. Well, yeah, he kills me with the fixed damage proc. Had I brought... So, before I'm going to reveal my Arianrod build at the end, but had I brought my, my Zealots, I would have actually, tanked that hit from T-Jess, because my Arianrod runs a Swordsmith. So, yeah, Zealot, Arianrod's going to be immune to fixed damage. But yeah, tries to kill my Helena, doesn't kill. I don't think Kyra's can kill Helena's. So, in the future, I don't think I should worry about that. But yeah, so yeah, I 3C AoE. So, I think the opponent made another mistake here. So, I decided to do that because I knew Licorice did not have his mass heal. She only had Dark Dragon Breath. And the Juggler has to move here in hopes of dispelling it. I know Licorice still has her AoE thing up, and she is in her healer form. But the thing is, the tiles, they don't overwrite the fog. As you can see here. So after he sends me back, he's gonna try to dispel the guard with Lico, thinking that the tile's gonna cleanse the guard down. This was a mistake on me. Yeah, don't attack Holy Licorice. I'm assuming that's SSM, otherwise there's no way she would have been able to tank that. But yeah, so here you can see the heal is on the tiles, so the tile doesn't actually heal the Juggler. As you can see, I will be able to kill T-Jess. And yeah, so that is pretty much game. Let me just make sure. Let's just finish this game and see what's happened. But yeah, the Arianrod combo was not as crisp as I would have hoped, but it did the job. It dispelled some pretty useful buffs on Juggler. Yeah, so T-Jess survives because of the 3C. This was a close one. And here I kill the Kyra. And that is pretty much game. Let's just fast forward. Okay, on to game 3 with Arianrod. Alright, so Kenji. Okay, so now this game. Funny, this game is actually against my guild leader, so sorry for putting your loss out here in public, but I just wanted to demonstrate my Arianrod. But yeah, shout out to my guild leader. But yeah, let's skip the ban pick. He had my opponent's running she runs she has like a turtle comp. So my main strategy was actually not to ban the tanks, but to ban out DPSs. As you can see, I banned out Vincent, Elwin, anybody that could kind of wreak havoc on my tankless team. But yeah, so again, I was able to 5th pick Arianrod again. This might not be the case if I have a lot of people watching this video, but thankfully I only have 4 subscribers, so my secret is perhaps safe. For now. Okay, so yeah. So, in this game, I wanted to see how Arianrod with Falnex performs. I mean, sorry, not Falnex, but Centurion Lancers. My Centurion Lancers aren't maxed out, so I cannot. So I wanted to see if I could tank Rods, but I actually misplaced here. I misplaced my Helena here. Let me just back up and explain my reasoning again. So the reason why I put Helena here was I wanted her to clear these tiles so my Ares can go in an AoE. Right now my Ares cannot reach the other team, but if my Helena was able to move here, 3C, Shiv, these 4 tiles would be gone, and then I can also move downwards to essentially part the C for Ares to go through. But I didn't realize that Helena can reach. So see, Rosalia can reach. So 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3 puts her within 2 rings of my heroes. Then she can move another 3 and use her her range attack. In fact, this actually turned out pretty well for me because I wanted to trade Rosalia. After trading Rosalia, my opponent does not have any more longer legged DPS characters. So this turned out to not be as bad of a mistake as I thought it would have. But yeah, so here I go in for the kill. I brought AoE on Ares, and this actually makes me trade my Ares. But at least I got the kill, so that's good. Yeah, so it's 4v4. I have a little bit more of a mobility advantage. But if my opponent can turtle this out, she would be able to win. But yeah, so AoE with Shelf. The annoying part wasn't the damage, it was actually the buff strip. So I don't have my damage reduction stacks from talent, and I am pretty badly damaged. So I go in, and I 3C with my Himiko. So this is actually a big turning point. I got really, really lucky here. If you look at the debuffs I applied, it's pretty nasty. So the movement down, -3 on Liana, -3 on Sage, -3 on Ledin, -3 on Shelf. No one can move. So Liana can't dispel the other 2, Ledin and Shelfanio's movement. But yeah, so here, I take a hit from Sage. And now this leaves me up for a kill with my usage of Arianrod's displacement. As I said earlier, all their units had no movement. So this Liana's dead. I take a hit with magic from Arianrod's 3C. Liana's dead. Sage has no movement. I believe I go in for the kill on Shelf, yeah. Guard down from earlier, yeah. I'm thinking Overlord badge might see a reappearance with all these movement down. Basically, I'm very scared of Overlord badges because then my Himiko can't be as deadly. Here, I almost thought I threw the game from suicide attacking my Himiko, but yeah, good thing she didn't die. Himiko. But yeah, so Shofanyo and Ledin both have no movement. I push them back, and that seals their fate. And this is pretty much the end of the game. Let's just fast forward. So yeah, Shelf and Ledin can't move, so they just die. And now it's a 2v1, and it's pretty much game from here. On to the next. Alright. Okay, yeah, so this matchup, again, it's always that 5th pick Arianrod. Arianrod does get underestimated, which is what I want. I can pick up essentially a counter to these Kyra TJS comps at the very end, which is very good. Yeah, so this game is actually kind of tricky. The opponent has 2 teleports, which puts, in terms of positioning, puts him at a very, a way bigger advantage than what I have with just one, TGS. But yeah, so again, I tried to bait out attack from one of the mages. This time's Kara, so I believe, yeah, this is her 3C, and I'm able to tank it, no problem. And I think, yeah, Kara still has her other attack skill up. But yeah, so I successfully tank a hit. I want to say I got pretty lucky here because at this point, I'm kind of at a disadvantage. TJS can come in and then kill. I think he's going to kill Arianrod here, but I kind of have no way of breaking Lando's, formations. My Ares AoE is not going to do... Well, it's going to do damage, but it's not going to mess up the guard on Lando because he went in turn 1 with the 2 guard. So even if I do pull people in, everyone's going to still be guarded. But yeah, let's see how it turns out. So yeah, at this point, I'm like, okay, I just need to pump in as much damage as I can onto someone before I lose my, Ares. Well, I don't think TJ could have reached Ares, but yeah. My thought process here was I wanted to pump in as much damage to someone as quick as possible. Yeah. Turns out TJS was actually able to still heal back to full health with Irish. So that kind of put a dent in my plans. So TJS has no attack skills now after using 3C. Kyra still has 1 attack skill. And here I kill Iris with Ares. This makes Kyra have 1. Kyra loses all of her extra movement, so it does make, put me in a better position for now. Yeah, so I see Lando has moved, I see TJS moved, so I push TJS up out of range. Sorry, TJS hasn't moved yet, but she moved last turn. But yeah, I wanted to just try to mess up his formation. Yeah, so I go here. I have the forest tile, which helps me a bunch. But he is able to get a blood shield proc. Nonetheless, I don't think I would have done much damage to the Lando unit himself. But yeah. So Kyra without the extra, buffs from the passive of her 3C is surprisingly weak. I cannot imagine that Kyra missing that kill. But again, I made the same mistake, thinking that SSM Holy Lico will die to TJS. But nonetheless, I made the same mistake as I did a couple games before. And take a look at this card. It's 1200 int. This looks like a 5-star Kyra. Okay. But yeah, so Lando gets, well, not Lando, sorry. So Lando did not run Blood Pack this game. think he had an Overlord's badge, so I did not want to just use the Himiko 3C before what's her face? Before Licorice does her mass heal. So yeah, I wanted to save it. But like my Himiko dies to Tija's next turn. So yeah. The sad thing here is Kyra without the the 3C passive buff is really weak, surprisingly. And I know TJS can't kill Elwin, and even if TJS does kill Elwin, I can always trade with my Ares. That's why I decided to attack turn 1 with Elwin. Yeah, this pretty much seals the game. It's funny, I also have a Kyra in my box right now, but every time I pick Kyra, I end up losing the game. Might be a matter of not really Kyra the unit herself, but more just my band pick. But I really don't like using Kyra for some reason. She does not kill anything. She does not do anything for me other than die. But yeah, okay. So this game is actually a loss. And this is actually also this was my lane promo match. So yeah, I was pretty nervous going into this game. Again, 5th pick, Arianrod. Yeah, so I built my Arianrod to counter Kyra and TJS. Luke is a problem. There's no way my Holy Arianrod can survive the 3C. But I'm hoping the Arianrod can survive Luke's other single target attacks. But as you can see, that is actually not the case here. So yeah, I move up Luke, just some standard setup. So at this point, I'm actually at a disadvantage. Kyra and Luke have very massive ranges, and Albedo is basically immovable. This Albedo also runs Overlord badge, I presume, because of the extra. Could be SSM, but I'm presuming this is Overlord's badge. But yeah, so I'm kind of at a disadvantage. Breaking this tank push is going to be hard due to the fact that a lot of these units on the other team have a lot of range. It doesn't help when Kyra breezes, making her threat range, extend practically half the map. So yeah, I would say I made a pretty big mistakes in this game. I didn't have a really good game plan thought out, and the loss was really it was really inevitable. So yeah, can't blame anyone but myself for this. So sends me back. This sets up Kyra for a kill on Himiko next turn. Okay, so here's the thing. I knew he was going to act again Kyra or Luke, so he actually acts again Luke. Oh, okay. Never mind. For some reason, I thought he used a free strike on this turn. But yeah, 3C will kill for sure. Just because of the, what is this? The extra holy damage. Yep, extra effect against holy units. That just completely obliterates my Arianrod. But yeah, I pretty much lose the game next turn. Kyra just kills everybody, and sadly, for the second time, I lose my lane promo. But fear not, fear not. Okay, on to the next game. Let's see. So, True God. Okay, yeah. So this game is again another one of my lane promo matches, and I'm actually able to finally win this time and get lane rank. But again, Arianrod makes her appearance. Very high pick rate for me from her. So yeah, I'm gonna try to figure out how to use Arianrod more efficiently in certain other matchups. I want to see if there's a way Arianrod can actually tank Luke's hits. Might try to experiment in her Lancer form, but yeah, we'll see. So yeah, this is my lane promo match against a fellow Season 7 lane player. So again, we see one of these Kyra TGS tank push comps, which is exactly what my Arianrod wants to fight. Granted though, I did get kind of lucky here. We'll see in a bit. But yeah, so turn 1, I want to get Helena in better position. TGS can't reach, Kyra can't reach, Helena can reach next turn. So yeah, just setting up. So the reason why I moved Himiko so aggressively turn 1 is because I know that once Liko is probably gonna drop the faction buff turn 1, so I actually have a chance to, you know, get an AoE in. The other person's gonna have to choose between mass shield or the faction buff, which will make Kyra weaker or stronger depending on which, you know, skill Licorice uses. But yeah, so he decides to come in and trade one of my Himiko free hits with her 3C, which is good. You know, this leaves Kyra with just one attack now. The other, sorry, she trades her 2C. He trades her, Kyra uses up her 2C to hit me, but she still has her 3C. Yeah, so I go in. Try to get better positioning. I have one stack of my buff. So far, T just can reach me. Bernhardt can also reach me. Licorice cannot reach me. T just I know I can tank for sure. The Bernhardt, oof, but that's a different question. If he brought, I think, I'm not sure, are these level 10 hoplites? But yeah, if he brought the werewolves, there's no way my Arianrod would die, but he actually brought hoplites, so this makes me kind of scared. But yeah, so faction buff turn 1. Let's take a look at this. I was at the edge of my seat when this happened. Whew, barely live. So I decided, yeah, going with 3C now, just to get in some damage. Because my cloak, I have turn prior, right? So my Cloaktear can move in for an AoE. Here, I'm telling you, Himiko is such a busted unit. You'll see why I get blessed with RNG again. But yeah, so TGS is the only character to move now. She has to kind of pick between what she wants to do. She has to either teleport to someone and attack. She cannot use she can't apply her own attack buff because, let's say she moves here, right? And it applies attack buff, she only gets 2 movement. She can't reach the Himiko. She can kill the Arianrod, but the Arianrod's pretty much dead. So he's gonna want to kill the Himiko, and he teleports in. My Himiko gets the what's it called? The silence on her, and thankfully this TGS is not running at Twilight Star. With Last Rites, my Himiko is able to tank that hit, barely survive. So yeah, this some RNG in terms of the silence and the TGS build that I encountered. Yeah, so here I wanted to kill the TGS because I know TGS can kill. I think the TGS can kill Cloaktear or Himiko with 3C up now. So yeah, I saved my Helena 3C because there's no need for, you know, overkill. He retreats back. See, I actually think Kyra is a little bit overrated. At least for, like, you know, some like, it's not like Kyra's gonna work in all blocks. I think Kyra's still a really strong unit in tank push boxes. But as you can see, after she loses that ally, she can't reach anybody. She can use her 3C to hit somebody. Actually, wait. No, let me just read this. Mobility, when you have 5 more allies, int increased by 10%, mobility increased by 3, soldier rate plus 1. I'm actually confused. Okay, so I'm confused with the fact why Cairo didn't just hit my Himiko. But yeah, so since she didn't hit my Himiko for some apparent reason, I don't know why he is not moving the Cairo to kill my Himiko. Guess he's thinking that it's like, you know, not too much of a threat. So yeah, I was able to get off a push. I just did this to, you know, push Cairo back a little and just make her not be able to hit anybody for next turn, you know. Yeah, so I go with my Clotaire. This doesn't really do much. It's you know, some damage. Good enough damage to everybody. But Litkill can always just heal up next turn. So yeah, my Clotaire gets obliterated by Bernhardt. And this is the Arianrod show. SSM Arianrod. 2 stacks. 3C. The buff strip's gonna strip. Lando's a 2C guard. 2 range guard. And I just go in and I push Licorice down. Lando is immune to displacement, so this forces him to either move Lando or Lico. I kill Bernhardt easily with no skills needed. I still have 3C on my TGS. I'm still saving that for someone. But yeah, again, man, Arianrod's actually pretty, like, you know, in the right circumstances, she can do a lot of havoc. So yeah, tank the hit from Kyra. I think this is... She did use her... No, she did not use her 3C. But yeah, I didn't have my cooldowns available on Himiko yet. Nothing clocked. It's ready in like, you know, 2 turns later. So I just pulled her back. Yeah, Arianrod dies. But she did her job. And I don't think the guy realized that he lost his 2 range guard. So yeah, my Helena goes in. 3C. Overwrites all the tiles. And yeah, this is pretty much GG. So with these games in mind, let's take a look at what my Arianrod looks like. So first of all, I have a 6-star Arianrod. So let's see, Arianrod. Alright, so just look at the stats for now. 3.2k HP, 365 attack, 143 defense, 230 MDef. You'll be wondering why do I have such a low attack Arianrod? And you'll see why I decided to go this route. Oath of Justice. Now that's a very interesting pick, right? Double carbon fiber, swordsmith. The other interesting pick I feel like I did was my enchant. So I went full moon instead of magic. My reasoning behind this more of a tankier Arianrod build is the fact that I know there's practically 0 chance Arianrod can get to the enemy and do her 2 AoE combo. You know, there's just simply no way she can do that now in this meta. Like, she's gonna die before getting halfway across the map. So why not build tank on her? So I got it was a pretty decent chance here. I basically wanted to aim for HP, defense, MDef. I didn't really care about the attack. The attack's nice, but Arianrod's mainly a utility unit now. Funny enough, I remember when she first came out, she was considered DPS, right? You know, with the standard magic setup and just bursting people down in 1 turn. But I find her actually, more useful now as a utility unit against those Cairo TGS comps. But yeah, that marks the end of this video. I will be experimenting with Arianrod more in the future. See if there's any way she can tank other magical users and perhaps physical users. Alright, see you guys.